Okay, hi everybody. My name's Darla. I am one of the tribal arts instructors here at United Tribes. So this project is for Native American Studies 112 A, B, C, D. And today I am going to show you how to make this choker. It's really easy. And what you should have in your packet is some sinew, 5 of these spacers. Oops, that one looks like, okay, 5 of those spacers. You should actually have one more, which I'm going to take from this other one. So we have it. So 5 spacers, and I do believe 16 beads and 8 bones. So we're going to put these leather strips aside because we'll be using those in a little bit. And what I usually do is have my students lay them out first. So do a spacer, a bead, a bone, a bead, a spacer, a bead, and then just keep repeating that pattern. And this is just to help you see when you start stringing them, where and what you're putting on so you don't forget a bead or a spacer. And I think we have enough bones here. So we're going to start going back. And a bead and a bone. And you don't need your spacers because your spacers are there. And then a bead, and then a bead, bead, and a bone. Okay, so that's how we should be able to string them on there. So what I want you to do is, we do have enough of this sinew for you to use. You shouldn't run out. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with your spacer. You do have a smooth side and a rougher side. I would do the rougher side facing inward. Okay, so just start stringing those on just how you have them laid out. A bead, a bone, another bead, and then again my shiny goes on first, and then a bead. So just bead, bone, spacer, bead, bone, bead, and spacer. Okay. Okay, so a bead, and then a bone, and a bead. And then your rough side goes inward, but it doesn't matter. It's just a preference, I think. And then a bone, and then a bead, and then a spacer. Okay, and then you put your string back through the spacer, so there won't be anything on this side. It'll look like that. So once you start stringing them on, and then you're just going to go around, loop it around, just like you did with the choker bone necklace, and then you're going to start putting on your bead and your bone, repeating the same pattern, and then a bead. And since we have our spacer here, we're just going to go through that hole. Okay, and then at the end, you don't have to have them tied. At the end, they will tighten all together once we have everything on. You'll be able to pull it and it'll tighten up. So go through that spacer. And then just make sure that you do all of them. Make sure you use all your supplies. I did find that there has been a couple of packets that don't have the amount of beads that you're supposed to have in there. So if that's the case, just come right back in, or you can eliminate Instead of 16 beads, you'll have 14, so you'll have like a choker that big. But let me show you what happens when we do have the 16 beads. So you're going to go through that end, and then this is where you tighten it. So it'll be tight, and it'll end up looking like that, and then you just want to cut off enough because you're going to be tying this. Okay, so what you're going to do is this is where you tie it tight. You're going to tie it tight as you can, because this sinew will slip. You can have someone put their finger there. You just tie it in a regular knot and just pull tight. I would do 2 knots just so that it's secure. Okay. And once you tie that in a knot, I usually cut and leave a little tail there. And, oops. And then you'll have to burn that, okay? And it should look like that. It's all tied. And then this is where your 2 pieces of leather come in. You just put it right between. And you rethread that leather into that hole. Just pull that all the way down. That's 1 tie. Then you put this one through, do the same thing. Oops, that one doesn't have a hole, so if this happens, just take a pair of scissors and carefully make a hole. Or you can bring it in and we'll make a hole for you. And you just pull that, tighten that back down. And yours should look like this. There you go. You have a necklace. Some people can fit it on their arm. You can put it up here on your arm. I do have a few of these abalones. If you do want an abalone, that's where we can give you a little piece of leather, and you would just go down between this spacer and around it. And then just like if you put one of these on your hair pipe bone necklace, then you do the same thing. And you have that. And you can also, sorry, I don't have a bead available here, but I do have one. You can also, kind of adds a little bit more character if that's what you want to do. And there you go. You have made a choker. I think they're very easy, very simple. Chokers are very popular. They're coming back. So there you guys go. And if you have any questions or need some supplies, just let me know via email or text, and I will get those to you as soon as I can. So thank you. Enjoy and have fun.